to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Right. You see her insecurity here, how she freezes under pressure.
And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Well, it's not my first trip. I've been to the border.
So often her laughter is a giveaway for the overwhelming insecurity that she's feeling.
As
the person in charge of the response.
So the important aspect of this visit is leading this visit after the work that we did in Guatemala and Mexico.
Now listen to these headlines, Ben. Time. Kamala Harris was never Biden's border czar. New York Times. Why Republicans keep calling Kamala Harris the border czar. Misleading phrase.
So these press reports are correct in 2024. She never was the border czar, no matter how many journalists anointed her that in 2021.
Axios. The Trump campaign and Republicans have tagged Harris repeatedly with this border czar title, which she never actually had. Axios 3 years.
Yeah, these press reports are correct in 2024. Republicans are tagging her as the border czar for political point scoring, not because they're particularly interested in the truth.
Years ago, Harris, appointed by Biden as border czar. What does all this tell you?
Howie, Barack Obama had 29 czars who were assigned to various projects. None of them had the official title czar in their title.
Well,
because czar is not a word that we use as a title within the United States.
Big with
America.
the Soviets.
I mean, it's Soviet. We're not that. It's journalistic.
Words are metaphors for reality. So it was a tempting metaphor to pull out in 2021. By 2024, it is clear for people who are primarily interested in truth rather than in partisan point scoring that Kamala Harris was never the border czar.
Shorthand for special assistant to the and look, Van Jones, someone who obviously occupied the green job czar position, was fired from that position. He was never a czar, okay? And so you could easily go back and say that. She was assigned this as, under her prerogative, a priority that she was going to address, both the base sort of root causes of this problem, and in addition to that, all the relationships that we have when it comes to the Northern Triangle, et cetera. Okay, that is fairly described as a border czar. Okay, and as it was under Barack Obama, by the way, there were two different border czars under him. So this is a situation where she is essentially trying to distance herself from this, and it's very amusing to me because until about 4 weeks ago, it was very convenient to assign the border czar metric to Kamala Harris because Joe Biden was the candidate.
Yes.
But now they have to sort of go back and rework it. It's absurd on its face. Everybody understands she actually had this responsibility. She did a terrible job at it, and there's nothing that's going to turn that around.
Well, Laura, if she's going to take the hit on the border, which seems fair game, shouldn't the press also give Kamala Harris some credit for the past legislative successes of the Biden-Harris administration?
They worked on the immigration issue for 10 years in the 2000s. Okay,
Sir.
This is the worst bill that was ever proposed. It is not a hardcore bill. It is not something that any Republicans support.
But it is also true.